Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle, and we're having coffee. Definitely having coffee. Spent my weekend at Goddess Fest, which is just pretty outrageously wonderful for me, and lovely, lovely people I was able to read for. Here's the truth, though. This morning, it's like I'm tired. 2 days in the heat. The reading takes some energy, but the heat almost is more depleting, although we were given grace a few times with some clouds. And fun thing happened. I don't often have breaks. And Saturday, there were two very short ones where I could go to the bathroom and then take some nourishment. And I kept hydrating because I know better. And at one point, 5 or 6 of my friends were at the booth and I didn't have a client. It was like, oh, all of a sudden, this huge wind came up and had all my friends gathering my cards that had blown away, the earrings that had blown away, holding down my tent. And it was really just a fun little gathering. Lovely, lovely souls. It was really pretty magical. And then yesterday, lovely. Again, I feel so privileged to read for people. But the truth is, this morning I'm really tired. And I thought, maybe I won't do my reading. Maybe I'll just hang today. And it's like, nope, nope, nope. I need to do this. Good morning, April. And so I came on and it was like, I don't even know. I don't even know what the subject is. And how do you measure up? Entered my mind. And it was like, no, it's something else. And I started to search and it was like, no, that really is. It's like, okay. And being depleted in what we do in our work is not necessarily a bad thing, because what happens is then I step aside. It's like, okay, I'm not in the energy of wrestling with my guides, angels, companions, which I don't do a lot. I intend not to. But this is totally, it's like, I have nothing here to bring through. I only get to be the channel. And so the rooted woman card in this, how do you measure up, is the story carrier. Could not be more beautiful. I mean, look at all the light, all of that. But here's the truth. The story carrier has a great deal of impact on who we tell ourselves we are regularly. How do we measure up? It is a story within us. It's a story that came into this life with us because we brought in these ancestral energies. It's a story that came in from our past life energies. How do you measure up? Pretty much the stories we're telling ourselves are kind of untrue. Much of the time, their belief systems we've taken in, their boxes we've made ourselves fit in, their past life failings that we believe in ourselves. So what are the stories you're telling yourself? I recommend, I actually printed up these cards this week. I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready, on a business card format to give out to the people I read for, because it is truly the easiest way to walk through this world. I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready, guide me. So what is the story you're telling yourself? Is it a story of empowerment, of the amazingness of who your spirit is, of the quote unquote job you came to do in this world? Or is it more of what you need to change, what you need to do different, how you're not okay in? Unfortunately, most of us are telling us those kind of stories. So what is the story you're telling yourself? So calling sacred journey pilgrimage. This is a time to go into the holiness of yourself, the spirit aspect of yourself. Your soul is calling. And one of the ways it does that is through shadows that come up and the stories we tell ourselves. The more challenging energies, the not, woo, high vibe, lovely, good morning, Elizabeth. Paniculum and reconstruction. Okay. I don't know what paniculum is, but fill us in here, Elizabeth. What are the stories you're telling yourself? We're back to the soul calling. It's time to recognize what these stories are, to allow them to come up. And like I said, they're not always, and rarely, honestly, not they don't feel so good because they're not stories of empowerment. They're old belief systems. They are the things that are holding us back. They are ways of believing as we walk through the world that don't empower us, that don't make us feel better. And so we want them to come up so we can release them. So we can look at what is holding us back, what is weighing us down. How can we move closer to who we wanted to be when we came in? The wasteland. This is absolutely what happens. And look how it is, the fire. The wasteland is what happens after the burning away of all that isn't necessary. It is those belief systems, those words that we talk to ourselves with that aren't particularly kind. It is how we do not measure up against the everybody else's for whatever reason. That is like when things are burned away, this is what comes up. The truth of how we beat ourselves up. Find your center. Stay true to you. Call it to you. And look at where her head is lifted. She's holding her heart and her belly, and she's bringing in her spirit aspect. We want to allow things to burn away. Good morning, Donna. We want things to settle away from us, but we do want to know the truth of us. And so that's how that heaviness comes in when we realize we are constantly in a state of comparison, because that's what humans do. And so when you are faced with know that it is because this is something you can let go. This is a belief system that is weighing you down. And so it is the soul calling, the sacred journey. That's what we are on here. And that's what we want to engage fully in. We want to stay true to ourselves, find our center. Hands on the chest and the belly. Take some deep breaths. Breathe up from Mother Earth, that balanced energy. Balance is where we always want to move towards. That is the truth. When we're on one side or the other, too far out, which is politically in our country, and I'm sure other countries, regardless of what that political situation looks like, the outliers, these extremists, this is not what we want to call in. This is not where we want to hang. We want to move more central, because then we are able to look fairly at one side and the other and know that there are goodnesses, truths, and all of that we can bring through when we are not in a place of so much imbalance. The imbalance brings through stagnation. This is what we want to let go of. This is what we want our belief systems bring to us. That stagnation, the inability to move forward. If we look at the inability to move forward in our physical world, something we've been trying to make happen, feelings we have about ourselves, it's like, really, we're here again. That is what this measuring up can bring us back to the truth of. We don't grow and expand when we don't feel like we are enough. And that is a huge stagnation energy, and very huge in the collective. Not enough. And so and there are many others, undeserving and powerlessness, just three big energies that will really stagnate us. So, ask, are these present within me? Is this what is holding me back? I encourage you to find the tool that that grows your self-trust. For me, and what I teach is that muscle testing, self-muscle testing, helps you begin to trust yourself more. Trust that you can get your higher power energies, that you can start doing your own healing work. This next retreat I'm offering in September, it's just the 4-day, incredibly intense healing tools, what you can take away to heal yourself, and have these tools to help heal the others in your life that are asking that of you. You can become the healer that you always knew was there by attending this retreat, because I'm going to offer you many tools that do this energetic, physical, emotional, mental healing work. The intensity of a 4-day retreat is so focused, so lovely. I have offered some of these things in my 7-day. In the 7-day, we have more space to process. In the 4-day, it's like there's not a lot of space, but you're going to receive. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, empowering time where you're going to work with others in this self-healing school. Trust your visions, intuition, and plant seeds. And this is why we want to do that scrying. We want to move from this place of self-doubt. I'm really not all that. I don't really have the same kind of things the others in life have. I'm not all that and a bag of chips. And the truth is, you absolutely are. And it is time we own that. It is time we do the self-work. It is time for us to show up. What does that look like? Open, willing, ready, guide me. Excuse me. I'm also, I've done a bunch of sneezing this morning, a lot of energy clearing. The fall. This is a free fall. This is, they have jumped out of a plane. They have done something to initiate this new way of being. They are willing to jump in with everything they've got and risk not being captured at the bottom, except they're falling into water. And water is the most healing. The fall is often that thing that happens before we enter into the clearing aspect, the healing. Again, how are you measuring up? That fall energy can be that deep breath. Was lost. Get reconnecting. Hopefully I'm back. It said my connection was lost. Let's talk about the free fall. Oh, I started to talk about a person I had that came to me to do a reading. And it's so funny because she had 3 things be absolutely pulled away from her, which freed her up. Okay. I lost connection again. Hope you stayed with me. She had 3 things. She was working 2 jobs, and and her apartment was coming up for lease. 2 of the jobs she lost, and she had to look at, wow, do I want to renew this lease? The truth is, she wanted to make this move, but she just couldn't really. Yay, Deborah. Absolutely. It's never too late. It is never too late. Hold that as your mantra. We're never too old. It's never too late to step into what part of what we came to do here. We've been doing the thing throughout life, but at any rate, so these things being pulled away from her, allowing her to now move freely into this desire that she'd had, that she kept holding herself back from. Like, those 3 blocks were just taken. It's like, you can move now because there is nothing holding you here. And one of her jobs absolutely allows her to move anywhere and do this job. They always need these people. So sometimes this free fall energy is pretty darn scary. And we're going, I can't believe this. Oh no, what the, and then when we step back from it and we're open, willing, ready to be guided, you can go to a reader like me and you can get the perspective that maybe you don't have and get the permission to go ahead and jump. Move into the free fall energy because you're going to land in a place that's really going to help you move forward with expansion. The times that are scary or challenging or difficult for us are huge times of growth, learning, expansion, becoming more. And so when you choose to go into those times with that kind of energy rather than, oh no, oh, the contraction energy, the fear, the blocks, it's like, and I was telling people yesterday, it's like a lot of times I'm the one on the floor sniveling and crying. It's like, why is this happening to me? Really, God? Again, again. Then I stop, take a deep breath and go, okay, why did I bring this into my field? What can I learn here? What is here for me? I am then standing in my divine power, not under the circumstances, no longer a victim. And I can receive the growth that is mine in every circumstance. So the last card for us today is returning, spiral journey, growth, renewed, healed. That is really what this life is all about. We are constantly returning to the truth of who we are and why we came. Life is nothing but cycles and choices. You always have a choice, and the choice is always, how am I responding to this? Sometimes we're reacting because it's kind of earth shaking. And then when we pull back into our divine energy, then we actually can respond because we've allowed in our angels, guides, companions, open, willing, ready, guide me, to help us understand what is always present for us in every situation. Really, I'm really feeling spacey right now this morning. I'm really feeling almost dizzy with the energy coming through out to all that receive this. It is such a perfect time. Well, good morning, Mindy. It's been a long time. It is a perfect time for growth. It is a perfect time to step into your power and start owning that you are all that in a bag of chips. That is how you measure up. There is no need for you to fit into the boxes of others. There's no need for you to become something you're not. Great morning, Susan. Good morning. Great morning, Francesca. Uh, it is never too late. It is always time for us to step in to our divine energetic power. The retreat I'm holding can be a perfect tool for that. If you feel called to that, ask. I'm open, willing, ready. How can I make this happen in my life? Many of us have, along the way, look at these different things. I have invested in myself in very many different ways at times when I thought I could not afford things, because I tested, I worked, and it was like, I worked on and went, is this something for me? Do I need to actually take the step off the cliff and invest in me with this? So what does that look like? What is that? Who are you? Maybe this retreat is for you. Maybe it's not. But it is only my job to put it out there for those who are absolutely ready to grow, expand, and become more of who they intended to be when they came into this world. Whew. I think we are complete for today. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.